winter storms,
We haven't had power for 2 days.
tornado outbreaks,
I thought that was it.
It might be the wildest 24 hours for weather in Atlanta history.
We continue to track the possibility of additional tornado touchdowns.
It looks like a tornado slashing toward I-75.
and historic flooding.
Pretty much lost everything.
Throughout the decades, we've seen it all in Georgia. And Severe Weather Team 2 has been there every step of the way to keep you and your family safe. This is WSB-TV, 75 years of weather.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz.
I'm Wendy Corona.
I'm Justin Farmer. This year, we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of WSB-TV.
A major part of our legacy involves covering the weather. And Brad, that's where you come in, leading Severe Weather Team 2.
Right, Wendy, and throughout the decades, we've been there to guide you through every weather event, and we've always been committed to bringing you an accurate forecast and keeping you and your family safe.
Now the wind patterns have shifted and the westerlies have broken into the country.
Here's a rainfall report for the first 7 months of 1958.
The possibility of some shower activity getting into our area.
This little cool front will continue to push on through the metro area.
Very powerful thunderstorms right here.
We're going to see the clouds begin to part.
75 years of WSB-TV. 7.5 decades of weather coverage you can count on. And early on, the National Weather Service recognized the important role television plays in keeping people weather aware.
With TV and radio, that is the only means we really have of getting the weather out.
In the early days of TV, it was about letting people know what it would be like outside.
The early record-breaking snows of early spring have created a moisture surplus on the eastern seaboard.
With advances in technology and a team of weather experts, the mission expanded with a focus on protecting viewers' lives.
I would go to my safe place right now.
Thought, oh my gosh, it's coming straight for us.
The number one thing we do, save lives and protect property, and we don't take it lightly.
This station has a commitment to weather. There's no doubt about that.
Our job is to try and get it right. Not easy to do when there are so many variables with weather.
To help navigate those variables, meteorologists who make up Severe Weather Team 2, providing viewers with the most accurate forecasts. Like during the ice storm of March 1960, a major winter storm crippled Georgia and the Southeast, leaving snow and ice on roads and power lines. Then Johnny Beckman started his 20 years as a WSB meteorologist in 1962.
We really shouldn't complain, though. We've had pretty nice weather for about the last 6 or 7 months.
Beckman warned viewers in January 1973 when a major ice storm paralyzed much of the state. More than 200,000 people lost power for days.
I really miss that heat.
From a winter storm to a huge tornado outbreak. In April of 1974, a super outbreak killed 335 people and injured thousands of others. There were nearly 150 confirmed tornadoes across 13 states, including 2 EF4 tornadoes in Georgia.
Well, I thought that was it.
The violent tornadoes which rampaged into Georgia last night first made their presence felt here in West Georgia.
Channel 2 was alongside then Governor Jimmy Carter as he toured the hardest hit areas.
Do you know how many people y'all had killed in this particular area?
There was 7, sir.
7?
Yes, sir.
In March 1975, a tornado in Atlanta killed 3 people and injured 150. It leveled apartments in the Perry Homes community in southwest Atlanta.
It's very devastating.
Then the tornado slammed into the Georgia governor's mansion, the home of then-Governor George Busby and his family.
And it was enough to make one cry, and that's just what the governor and his wife said they did.
Channel 2's Jocelyn Dorsey spoke with Governor Busby right after the tornado hit.
Will you still be able to stay here?
We're trying, as you can see, it's raining. The roof is going off the mansion. We have people trying to secure it.
Meteorologist Glenn Burns joined WSB-TV in January 1982 during Snow Jam 82 with 4 inches of snow, sleet, and freezing rain.
2 more miles to go.
Glenn was promoted to chief meteorologist. Then the blizzard of 93, the storm of the century.
Right now, let's go to the busiest man in Atlanta, Glenn Burns. You predicted it, and it has roared in with an intensity that...
Just looking at Joyce Oscar was just like watching Joyce on the ice shelf at McMurdo Station, Antarctica. It's just that incredible out there.
The blizzard of '93 famously stranded Channel 2 reporter Joyce Oscar and her photographer in the mountains for days.
We haven't had power for 2 days now.
The preparation for that storm saved a lot of lives, I think, and I think it really helped everybody get ready for a storm that was going to be unlike anything they had ever seen before.
Meteorologist Karen Minton covered the blizzard alongside Glenn.
And we looked at the first computer guidance on this storm. We both looked at each other and said,
No way, no way. Lightning fills the skies over metro Atlanta. Severe storms have been hitting all night, and we are still not in the clear.
Then in April in 1998, Karen had her own brush with danger.
I don't think I've ever been that scared before in my life. I was really afraid that at any moment my car might flip.
Minton was on her way to work when she came face to face with the storm.
I get onto 75, and as I do near Windy Hill, the lights are out everywhere.
3 tornadoes ripped through North Georgia, including the Dunwoody tornado. 1 person was killed, 5,000 homes were damaged.
Snow is beginning in the metro area. We'll see sleet and freezing rain central Georgia.
From start to finish, Channel 2 would continue to be there for viewers every day, and especially during major weather events, like in January 2000, when a major ice storm hit Atlanta a week before the Super Bowl. And then when more winter weather hit on Super Bowl weekend.
1 foot to 2 feet over parts of the mountains.
Meteorologist Brad Nitz joined Severe Weather Team 2 in January 2006.
You see that hook shape?
2 years later, in March 2008, a weather event we'll never forget.
This is a chaotic situation down here. There was concrete falling off the roofs and glass just blowing and hitting everything.
On the night of March 14th, 2008, an EF2 tornado tore through downtown Atlanta.
Chaotic. Everybody was running, coming out, one trying to get in at the same time.
The tornado cut a miles-long path, damaging the Georgia Dome, the Georgia World Congress Center, and the Equitable Building. The following day, no relief.
It might be the wildest 24 hours for weather in Atlanta history. Just a chilling sight from our airport tower cam.
We continue to track the possibility of additional tornado touchdowns.
Then in September of 2009, catastrophic flooding across North Georgia.
It's beyond belief.
Schools, homes, entire neighborhoods underwater.
Pretty much lost everything.
Channel 2 used a boat and new technology to bring viewers live reports from flooded neighborhoods.
Roads completely covered by water. The only way in and out of many of these subdivisions in the south part of Cobb County is simply by boat.
In April 2011, one of the weather events that stands out most to Glenn Burns during his 40 years at WSB. An EF4 tornado hit the city of Ringgold, killing 9 people and damaging or destroying 700 homes and other buildings.
We had this massive outbreak in tornadoes. Brad would be driving the radar. Brad is analyzing as he's running the radar.
We also used our technology to warn viewers about and show you the Adairsville tornado on January 30th, 2013.
We can see circulation in the clouds right here. It looks like a tornado right near downtown Cartersville at this moment, slashing toward I-75. Again, a tornado apparently about on the ground here in Adairsville. You can see to the right of this funnel some of the debris now coming up. This is only about a quarter mile from our location here on Highway 41 near I-75. This funnel is about to cross the interstate here in Adairsville.
From tornadoes back to snow and Snowmageddon in January 2014.
A winter storm warning remains in effect not for more snow, but for the icy roads.
It takes me 12 minutes and it actually took me 12 hours now.
Sheets of ice turned interstates into parking lots. Some drivers slept in their cars, while many abandoned them and just walked home. Metro Atlanta was paralyzed for days.
Winter storms, tornado outbreaks, and hurricanes.
Katrina continues to just churn away. The winds are still 135 miles per hour.
From the birth of a storm to landfall and beyond, Severe Weather Team 2 tracks it all and alerts viewers about the impact in Georgia.
That puts this at almost a Category 5 hurricane.
And Channel 2 reporters and photographers take us live to the scenes.
The home behind me is just shattered.
So many people are doing what they can to rebuild.
Still a dangerous storm and can produce...
Through it all, the main focus, to keep Georgians safe.
I am certain they have saved hundreds, maybe thousands of lives over the years because they were that source of information that people needed.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Wendy.
Glenn Burns retired in 2022, and after working alongside Glenn for nearly 2 decades, Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz now leads Severe Weather Team 2 into the future.
He's got the smarts, he's got the intelligence, and he's got the dedication.
So it's a high responsibility, something we take seriously, but it's also a joy to serve the community.
I enjoy being able to inform people, to prepare them for their day-to-day lives.
Weather impacts everyone, so we want to make sure that the forecast is geared towards the viewer, how it's going to impact your day, how it's going to impact your weekend, and how you can make plans around it.
For 75 years, WSB-TV has always been on the cutting edge with weather technology to keep viewers safe.
We have dedicated careers to saving lives and protecting property.
We'll take you through the decades to show you the advancements and the tools used exclusively by Channel 2.
That is lofted debris from the tornado that's moving into Troup County right now.
WSB-TV's 75 Years of Weather is sponsored in part by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure, and Montlick Injury Attorneys, fighting hard and winning cases since 1984.
Well, in 75 years, we've seen about every type of severe weather in Georgia.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Channel 2 has always been the first to incorporate new technology into forecasting.
Now here's a look at the changes throughout the decades that have made a life-saving difference.
How the wind patterns have shifted and the westerlies.
In the 1940s and 50s, weather forecasting on television looked very different than it does today.
For those who've been wondering if this is one of our wetter years, here's a rainfall report for the first 7 months of 1958.
Before the satellite era, which began in 1960, weather information was missing for huge parts of the globe and came mainly from balloon launches and ground measurements to help estimate how the weather would evolve in the coming days.
We're going to have generally cloudy skies and a chance for some showers the next couple of days.
Moving to the early 80s, WSB-TV was an innovator with its radar. It was black and white with not a lot of detail, but Severe Weather Team 2 could show viewers where the rain was on the radar. Then came partial colorization, highlighting heavier rain echoes.
Fast forward to 2011.
This radar is so advanced and so revolutionary.
And an historic move by WSB-TV.
This is the new dual polarization Klystron Doppler radar. It's the most advanced Doppler radar in the world. It's going to completely change the way we cover and track severe thunderstorms.
One of the first things I did when I came as news director is I had been at our station in Florida and covered 3 hurricanes back to back to back. So I had a heightened sense of the importance of weather. I partnered with Glenn and Brad and Karen on what they needed and to simplify their complex world of technology back in the Weather Center so that we could clearly explain to viewers when they needed to take cover.
WSB-TV led the way, investing in and installing the world's most powerful weather radar. Our radar is atop a tower 350 feet in the air in the heart of Georgia's Tornado Alley, the city of Buchanan in Haralson County. Installing the technology required impressive machinery that moved with precision, including the largest mobile crane in the country. And our radar's dual pole technology allows Severe Weather Team 2 to detect tornadoes and warn viewers about dangerous weather before any other station.
Nobody else in this market has a radar like that. Nobody else in the Atlanta area has a radar that is as powerful as that.
We can do it before they can. And in essence, one would say, well, what's a few minutes?
Tell me the answer to that when those winds are bearing down and when your roof is about to rattle off, what a couple of minutes might mean to you and to your family. It matters.
Radar allowed Severe Weather Team 2 to warn viewers about a mile-wide tornado that hit Coweta, Fayette, and Heard counties in March of 2021.
A powerful tornado has been confirmed and is moving through populated parts of Noonan.
And again during this year's tornado outbreaks in January.
Let's treat this as a tornado warning. Let's do a track here along the path of this couplet, that is the red and green, and give folks an idea where this is headed.
Then minutes later,
while the folks at the National Weather Service seeing what Brian and I are seeing, they've just issued a tornado warning for this portion of the storm in Troup County.
We're able to tell our viewers, hey, you know, we're watching this, it's not warned yet, but this is something we're watching, and then a warning comes out. And so that allows our viewers to know, like, hey, they were serious about what they were doing and what they were watching and preparing us for.
WSB-TV also uses Storm Tracker 2 3D, an exclusive tool that's like a weather MRI, allowing us to see inside of a storm. We used the technology during the tornado outbreak on January 12th.
What Brian's looking at here is a cross-section of the tornado debris. Kind of the pinks and the reds, that's all rain. But what we're looking at here, the greens and the blue, that is lofted debris from the tornado that's moving into Troup County right now.
We have one other tool to help keep you informed about the weather.
Severe Weather Team 2 can also monitor our radar on the road from a fully equipped truck we call Severe Weather Chaser 2.
We have the technology with multiple cameras and a satellite connection to bring you live pictures literally from anywhere.
A funnel just crossing the interstate here in Adairsville.
In January of 2013, former WSB-TV reporter Ross Cavett, who's also a meteorologist, used it to intercept the destructive Adairsville tornado.
Again, a tornado apparently about on the ground here in Adairsville.
In addition to Severe Weather Chaser 2, the world's most powerful radar, and our exclusive Storm Tracker 2 3D, WSB-TV is the only local station with augmented reality, or AR, a unique way to explain and show viewers what's happening with the weather.
Eventually, there's a sudden discharge of electricity. That's lightning. Now, when the coating of ice reaches only 1/10 of an inch, driving becomes dangerous, and the weight of that ice can bring down tree branches and lead to isolated power outages.
With advances in technology, WSB-TV is committed to remaining on the cutting edge, all on the viewer's behalf.
Minutes, it's huge in a severe weather situation, especially when it comes to a tornado. And we have that data where you can look inside the storm and you can see the rotation clearly.
We have dedicated our careers to saving lives and protecting property. So the investment in people, training, technology at this station is something to really admire.
Recent reminders that we always need to be weather aware.
I saw a tornado come straight past my porch.
And all of a sudden I heard a big boom.
From a deep freeze to tornado outbreaks, a look at the severe weather in just the past few months, and the mission of Severe Weather Team 2 moving forward.
We want to make people as prepared as they can be. That are dead.
As we celebrate 75 years of WSB-TV, we have shown you some of the major weather events that we've covered.
And we've also shown you the changes in technology. Technology, Brad, that you and Severe Weather Team 2 use every day.
Yeah, we use that technology to keep Georgians weather aware, and we've seen how important that is with severe weather events just in the past few months.
And all of a sudden I heard a big boom.
I walked in to see my ceiling on the floor.
2022 closed out the year with a bitterly frigid Christmas week, some of the coldest temperatures we've experienced in nearly 9 years.
The winds gusting at times over 50 miles an hour.
Governor Brian Kemp declared a state of emergency because of the dangerous conditions. There were power outages throughout North Georgia.
It was terrible. It was freezing.
The deep freeze caused pipes to burst.
The water damage mainly came from these pipes here.
Some parts of the area saw snow, and the severe winter weather led to thousands of flight cancellations and delays in Atlanta and around the country.
Then, less than 3 weeks later, another extreme weather event.
The tornado has apparently crossed 85 and is now approaching 185 in Troup County.
It was the most scariest thing I've heard. I saw a tornado come straight past my porch. I said, God, just let it pass on by.
12 tornadoes touched down in Georgia, January 12th. 3 people were killed, including 5-year-old Egan Jeffcoat, when a tree fell on his mother's car in Butts County. We spoke with a man who survived with his son after a tree fell on their truck.
We were in the tornado. The wind was whipping, it was dark. There was just debris hitting us from all angles.
Hundreds of homes were damaged.
Crashing, booming, wind whipping through the doors.
What were you thinking when you saw this?
Just in disbelief.
And a tornado collapsed to the roof of the Hobby Lobby in Griffin.
It was terrifying.
All this, a reminder of the importance of being weather aware.
You see this on television, but you don't ever expect to actually be experiencing it.
I'm just grateful to be alive because we were in there when it happened.
It's all part of the core mission of Severe Weather Team 2 to keep our viewers safe.
Or if you have family or friends that live there, pick up the phone, give them a call, send them a text, let them know there is a serious confirmed tornado threat in this area.
We know we want to make people as prepared as they can be. We use a phrase, we want you to be prepared, not scared. Take severe weather seriously.
To know that we were able to tell them, hey, this is what's coming your way, this is what you need to do, and for them to follow our advice is amazing. And it's just really a blessing to be able to be in a position like that.
As always, you can count on Severe Weather Team 2 to alert and prepare you for any type of weather we'll experience.
And stay with us throughout the year as we continue to celebrate the 75th anniversary of WSB-TV.
All right, good one coming up. Up next, it's WSB-TV 75 Years of Sports. On behalf of Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz and Wendy Corona, I'm Justin Farmer. Thanks for joining us.